Hello and welcome. It's the Holy Deer here, and we are going to play Mordheim City of the Dam. This is a tactical, turn-based role-playing game from Games Workshop and Rogue Factory. As you can see right here on the stream, is that you can play 4 different warbands. You can play the Human Mercenaries, the Skaven, the Sisters of Sigmar, and the Cultists of the Possessed. I am going to play the Cultists of the Possessed because this is the faction I have most experience with, and this is not going to be that much of a walkthrough, but more tips and tricks to how to make your game easier. I'm going to explain a lot about the missions, and hopefully you will not lose as many men that I did in my first trial through this game. As you can see here, this is the starting menu when you get into the game. As you can see, many of the things up here are locked right now, but as soon as you have created your warband by selecting the different units you are going to have in it, all of this will unlock again. But it's from here you are going to manage everything. Smuggle Warstone out, buy new gear for your men, manage your men, and start the missions right here. But we can start clicking here. As you can see, you only have one guy at your warband at this time. This is your leader, and as I would say, the most important guy in your entire warband, because if this guy dies, you lose a whole bunch of morale. And if you lose too much morale when you are inside a mission, your warband will scatter in fear, and you will lose the mission. And if you do that, there's a high chance that some of your men either will die or get badly injured, or both actually. So try not to lose too many men while you are in the mission, because it can have severe consequence for the rest of the game. That is why I have also needed to start over this game a couple of times, because I have went into a mission, I have no idea what to do, how to do it, and I lost a whole bunch of men, and it's nearly impossible to get back after that. When we go into the more specific details, you can see here he have his stats, and all this you will level up through the game, but I will not go into that much depth about this right now. Is coming to the next video instead. In here you can manage the gear and such, and I will go into this later. Here you have the skills. It can be you can get a mighty charge, or you can get a specific chaos ability right here, or you can actually get just, you know, more dodge, more yeah, your active and your passive skills. In here you can see the spells, because this dude is a spellcaster. He get the option of also getting spells. And cosmetic settings, I am going into details with that later in this video as well. But let's first of all start with the different type of units you can get into your warband. As hero classes for now, I can only pick this guy who is a mutant. Mutants are one of the best, I believe, in one of the best hero classes you can get in this faction. My personal opinion, because this guy can actually become a pretty badass ranged guy, and the only problem with this is, and that is also something that you need to be very prepared for if you are playing Cultists of the Possessed. Many of those heroes have this ability, who called mutants. Gift a random mutation at a rank 1, 5 and 10. So you can see right now he have no mutation because he is rank 0, but as soon as he rank up to rank 1, he can get a random mutation. You ask yourself, what is a random mutation? A random mutation is either one of his arm is changed into weapon, he can get horns, he can get a giant ass eye on his chest, and he can get some chicken like legs. There are a whole bunch of different mutations, so I have tried leveling this guy up to rank 9. He was a badass ballistic guy, really good ranger, and he nearly could in one turn shut down one of the enemy's unit. But as soon as he get to rank 10, one of his arm mutated into a club, and he could no longer use his bow. And all the skill point I have used in ballistic skill was just like, have no reason to have that guy anymore, because he was a shitty melee fighter, and yeah, all his ballistic skill was just unnecessary now. So be careful while you level this guy up. My advice is, before we get to rank 5, do not put too many points into ballistic skills, you know, scatter them out between ballistic and weapon skills. And when you are rank 5 and he still got both his arm, then you can maybe go a little bit more aggressive in ballistic skills, and then just pray when you reach rank 10. Also, you have 2 other hero classes you will unlock later in the game. One of those are called Marauder, and Marauder is nearly the same as a mutant, but he is more like a tough guy, you know, close combat, Viking-looking badass, and that is why I also make the mutant into a ranged guy, because the Marauder cannot use bow. Neither can the third hero class you can get, and those are the possessed, I believe they're called, and the possessed are like a big ass giant mutant guy who also only can go melee. So this is the only hero class you will get as Chaos who can actually use a bow. Your leader can use a bow as well, but I would not advise going into make this guy to a range guy, because he's also going to wield magic, and he's also going to go into close combat. And when you make a character, please keep in mind what you want to do with this guy for the rest of the game, because it's so crucial. You will only get X amount of points you can put in these stats, and yeah, it will be stupid to use 3 here, 3 there, 3 here, and just get a guy who is all over decent, instead of getting a guy who are really crazy at shooting, and therefore he hit all the time and he have easy time to kill down your enemies. But that is also my personal view. After you have picked the hero class, you are going to pick your Hickman. As Cultists of the Possessed or all the other factions, you have 2 different to pick against. You have a Bearded, I believe that he is called, and Dark Souls, this guy. I usually take 2 of these guys and 1 of this guy, and that is mostly because I need some melee dues, because I am going to make this guy into a ranger, and I got this guy as a ranger, so I thought I needed 2 big guys to suck up some melee damage, because this guy, he's not going to be all close up in people's face, because he is kind of weak at the start, and of course you can give him some good armor, but these guys are going to be throughout the game the guys who are going to soak hopefully most of the damage, while these 2 guys are going to stand in the back shooting their bows and arrows, and this guy is just going to run around and buff the other guys and maybe get into some tactical kills, close combat kills. As you can see here, I have went ahead and made a little bit of customization. I have done that because I believe it's important when you play this game, because then you get more personalized with each and every unit. I have went in and given them names, so that just are not some random guy you are sending out to his death, but instead this is Lost. And Lost have I spent many hours leveling, picking what color his clothing are, and giving him different type of gear and skills. So I believe it's important to make them look like you want to make them look. You can see as well, even if you have the same unit, he can look entirely different. This guy have a very open mask, and yellow and blue, and when you go back to this guy, he have an entirely different mask and shoulder patterns and everything. So you can actually go in quite some depth with each unit. As you can see here, I have just picked 4 different colors. Those are the symbol of the guards from the Chaos world. First guard is Korn. Korn is the blood guard, the guard of death, the guard of war, and the guard of skulls. Korn's men are close combat. They are melee fighters who will not use magic. Korn do not appreciate magic, and nobody in his army are wielding it. Um, and he is usually represented in red and gold, as you can see. This guy is. The second guard is Tisnir, and Tisnir is the god of knowledge, is the god of change, fate, mutant, hope, and mostly of his followers are mages who are carrying out his great plan that nobody else than Tisnir can comprehend. Tisnir are represented by blue and gold, and yeah, I'm going to play with Tisnir through this campaign because in the last game I was pretty unlucky with my mutations, and Tisnir is the god of mutations, so hopefully that could bring up a little luck. The third god is Nurgle. Nurgle is the grandfather of the Chaos Guards, and Nurgle are the god of plague, the god of diseases, the god of death, and many people actually pray to Nurgle to get cure of their diseases. And what Nurgle does is he is removing the pain, removing the feeling of illness, but still the people are sick, so they are carrying around his diseases. He's a pretty nasty guy. Nurgle is represented by green. That's not that one. Usually represented by green. And the last god is Slanish, and Slanish is the god of lust. Slanish are the god of despair, pleasure, and nobody knows if Slanish is a man or a woman because he can take whatever gender he likes to manipulate his targets. Slanish is usually behind the curtains and making different empire noblemen fight each other. So he is the more sneaky chaos god of them all. And he are represented by purple and pink. As you can see, this guy and have this symbol. So those are the faction I have chosen. I'm going, as I said, to play with Tisnir, and I have chosen to give all my units name from the 7 deadly sins. And as you can see, you can get a whole bunch more than 7 units in your army. So, but I'm going to find some other evil-looking names. In the main menu you also have the option to go into your veteran system. If you have not played this game before, none of these things will have been checked off, but this is not the first time I play with the Chaos faction, and I have gained it up to level 8, so I start with extra gold, I start with increased buying and selling price for my items, and I start with a whole bunch of things because I have already played once with this faction, so that is actually quite nice because the first time you play this game you will not have that much money to spend in this shop as I am doing right now because I have a whole bunch of money. So I'm going to get a really good start hopefully, and right now I'm just buying and thinking what kind of gear am I giving to the different units. For example, I have bought a bow to this guy so he can become this ranged unit. Then I have bought some heavy armor for these dudes because they are going to be my close combat all front guys. They are going hopefully to soak up a whole bunch of damage. So I have bought them some heavy armor, and I am going to give him a hammer and a shield, so he's going to be extra bunky and hopefully absorb a lot of damage. I only could buy one shield. It's randomly how much gear you can buy and what kind of gear there is in the shop when you are buying. So be aware of that. Each time you start a warband, there will be different start of gear. Now you're done giving all your men the armor they needed. You have customized them just so they look just like you want to. You have given the names and everything. You are actually ready to start the game. This is the campaign map, and there will spawn different type of quests you can complete and sometimes missions. The skull is the symbol for you needing to hunt down some specific targets. The green one here is you need to gather more warp stones than the enemy. Those things are not required to complete the mission. The main mission in all the maps you are going to play is you need to lower the enemy's morale. If you then complete the other tasks, for example in this one, gather X amount of warstone, you will get a bonus XP and bonus reward from the mission, but it is not required to win. The win condition in all of these maps are you need to lower the enemy's morale. What is warpstone also? Why are you needing to collect it? It's because when you get completed your first mission, you will unlock this, the smuggle dents. The smuggle dents you can there trade warpstone into gold, but do not do that at the beginning of the game, because you will get a mission from your overlord, or in this case the shadow lord the chaos are praying to, and he will ask you to gather up 75 warpstone and send it to him in less than 10 days, because each and every time you do a mission you need to rest at least 1 day. Maybe some of you men get wounded and then you need to wait 4 extra days. So at the start of the game, gather as much warstone up and wait for you getting those shipment requests, so you are sure you can always send the shipment to the Shadow Lord, because if you don't do it, there can come a lot of bad stuff. Maybe some of your men are leaving your warband or are denying to fight for at least 5 rounds, and plus if you do not deliver all the warstone the guy wants, he's just going to say, okay, in 3 days you're getting a new request, but it's 20% higher now. So it's very important to save your warstone at the beginning of the game, so you're always in front of with the warstone payment when the shipment comes, and then you need to gather up a lot of money by looting your enemies and stuff instead, because if you have not played this game before, you are not going to have as much money as I have right now, and you are going to struggle with buying new gear to your men, buying skills. The different skills have an amount of cost. You can see 100 gold, 200 gold, and you're not going to have that much money in the start. You cannot see because of my logo how much gold I have, but in this current moment I still got 390 gold back. So again, I hopefully going to have a little bit easy start, but that can only benefit you, because I'm not going to walk through this game. I'm going to explain how can you avoid losing as many men as possible through this game by playing tactical, not by having great gear. I think this is the end of the video now. In the next video I am going to play a mission and hopefully show you how you can get as much warpstone as possible, and hopefully not lose any men in that try. After that I would like to show you how to manage your skill points and how to get the most out of each character as possible. If you like this video, please leave a like and comment or subscribe. Bye bye.